Hello Ratbags, Jade Plays Games. Welcome back to the Ark Survival Evolved news show. If you saw already, Aberration is already causing a storm. Lots of people liking it, lots of people loving it. I am still on the fence a little bit about it. But there was some fantastic information that was gained from a recent live stream. Jack, the community manager and executive producer, and Jesse, one of the creators of Ark Survival Evolved, recently done an hour-long question and answer session from PAX West where they're promoting the game. They answered supposedly lots of questions to do with lore. So I live streamed it. It was okay. They went over a few things that we might have already known, and they tried to answer a few little questions. I was a bit disappointed in some of the questions that they chose. A lot of the same questions, and they didn't really reveal much. But what they did reveal was something really telling for the Aberration DLC. If you don't know, the Aberration DLC is obviously set on another Ark. It's very alien-like. There's going to be loads of brand new creatures, loads of brand new biomes, just a different way to play. But the most interesting thing they let slip during the stream was, for me, there's going to be no flyers on the actual DLC. Now you can see the rock drake, that's what they're calling it, and it looks like it's flying, but it's actually not, it's gliding. That is definitely a different thing you need to know about. There's going to be no flying ability, true flying ability on Ark Aberration, which kind of makes sense as most of the gameplay or most of the map is actually supposedly underground. That's why it's all very dark, that's why these dark creatures are here, so that's the whole idea of it. So we don't know exactly why. In the live stream they did say it was for a particular reason, that the way the Ark has been made, the story of the Ark, the atmosphere, or something to do with the big event that caused one of the support structures to crash and fall into it, is the reason why you can't have any flyers. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But yeah, if you're expecting to fly on magical, wonderful creatures, think again. That's why there's gliders in it, that's why there's zip lines in it, to help you get around the map a lot easier. And of course there will be maybe smaller creatures that can either jump a little bit further, and that rock drake that can obviously glide, which glides a lot like the griffin. It's got the same griffin mechanic where it goes down and then up, and you can see the speed of it and everything. But I just thought that was really important information. Maybe it was a bit obvious, but it wasn't really to me. I just thought all the climbing things and the zip lines were just an added thing to get around the caves. But yeah, it does make sense that there's no flyers. And just in case you didn't notice some other things from Aberration, there are dinosaurs. Everyone's pointing out to me that I'd missed the fact there was dinosaurs in the trailer. Yes, there are going to be some dinosaurs. There are going to be lots of same things really. I'm really hoping they've got some new building materials. I'd like to see something like Scorched Earth. And I definitely want to see lots and lots of new items. Apparently there's 50 brand new items. Let's go through exactly what they actually said for the press release for it, because again it's still got lots of information. Launching in October 2017, no confirmed actual date yet, on PlayStation, Xbox One and Steam at the same time. Survivors will find themselves waking up on a derelict, malfunctioning Ark with an elaborate underground biome system where they will face exotic new challenges unlike anything before, extreme radioactive sunlight and environmental hazards, zip lines, wingsuits, climbing gear, cave dwellings, large batteries and far more, along with a stable, extraordinary new creatures wait within the mysterious depths. But beware the nameless, unrelenting, element-infused humanoids which have evolved into vicious, light-hating monstrosities. You'll uncover the ultimate secrets of the Ark and discover what the future holds in store for those strong and clever enough to survive. These creatures are parasites. They put their babies, their offspring, inside human bodies, and that's what happens. The human bodies then host these creatures, these small ones. Aberration places survivors on a damaged Ark. Its internal atmosphere has leaked away, resulting in a harsh surface with intense radiation and a plethora of lush biomes underground. With the maintenance systems of this Ark malfunctioning, the many hazards, creatures and nature environment present a thrilling new world to explore and master. So that would explain why there's no flyers. Here you can see the actual rock drake here flying around. Well, I said flying, it's not flying, it's actually gliding. The intense radiation of Aberration has led to incredible genetic mutations, resulting in new creatures with amazing abilities. Among others, clamber up walls and glide through the air on the back of a camouflaging chameleon-like rock drake, keep the dark at bay with a friendly lantern pug, grab and toss multiple creatures simultaneously with a massive cave crustacean, or if you're talented enough to tame one, command the vile, nameless queen to impregnate your foes with a horrifying reproductive chestburster. Now when I read this yesterday, I actually done a video last night, but I was a bit tired tired and I didn't just like the video I made, I didn't even realise that you could actually control the nameless one. So that big creature here, you can actually tame that. And if you look in the small there, if we zoom in a little bit, might even be able to zoom in. Is that a player or is that part of its arm? Or I don't know, it looks a little bit like a player. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but can you see that? Does it look like a player to you? It does to me. That looks almost like it's a torch as well, like what he's got, just a white one. So that is going to be really creepy. Can you imagine PvP? Not only do you wipe someone's base, you then impregnate them with a horrible creature that's going to burst out of their chest. Now this was the picture that I didn't realise. Looking at it now, there are of course raptors and stuff like that. I just didn't. I was so hyped up about everything. I just didn't totally think about actual dinosaurs. And so yeah, the zip line becomes really super important since there's no flyers available. New tools are on hand to survive in the world Aberration, while opening up many possibilities for new competitive and cooperative scenarios. Traverse the Ark using cave climbing picks, gliding wingsuits and zip lines. Learn advanced engrams to dominate the harsh environment. Protect yourself with hazmat suits, charge lanterns, explosive rounds, batteries, glow sticks, railguns and much more. Thrive by gathering new resources, using fishing baskets, gas collectors. Fortify your home within the caverns using cliff structures and much more. Earthquakes, radiation exposure, gas leaks and element chambers are among the many hazards that survivors will learn to grapple with Aberration's varied biomes, both above ground and below the surface. But among the greatest challenges on this ruined Ark is the hierarchy of unrelenting nameless, requiring constant vigilance and charge energy to defend against. And in the deepest depths of Aberration, their terrifying yet somehow familiar master awaits. Will you be among the survivors powerful enough to face him? So this looks like this is the boss. I thought this was exactly the same creature, but maybe it's just a massive larger one. Maybe it is like the male version or whatever it is, and these other underling ones are the ones that you can tame. Yeah, that does look pretty interesting. I do really like the character models. I really think the creature models are pretty cool. I like the colours. I think the colours are fantastic. I just want it to be a little bit more. I don't know. We'll have to see what it is. I have no idea really. I just no idea. Oh, right, now an important thing that I want to really talk about, season passes. Again, this was part of my video that I cancelled last night because I was just losing the will to live a little bit. So I'm going to break it down really quickly for you. If you go on Steam or PSN right now, if you haven't bought Scorched Earth, you'll find the season pass there at full price. If you've previously bought Scorched Earth as part of the Early Access program, or you just happen to own Scorched Earth, you will find on Steam and the PlayStation Network that the season pass is actually reduced. It's cheaper. So this is important because currently on Xbox, well, last night, we're going to double check now, there wasn't a cheaper version. If you bought Scorched Earth, you had to still pay full price for the season pass. As you can see, it still hasn't changed. Now obviously this is the Microsoft Store. It should be exactly the same as looking at it on your Xbox One. You can see the full price is $35.99, whereas on PlayStation and Steam the season pass is around $22 to $24.99. I did send a message to Jack last night asking what was happening, and he said it was a problem with Microsoft and they're hopefully getting it resolved and fixed soon. It's a bit crap. For launch already there's people thinking about season passes regardless of how you feel about them. Some people just really want extra content. Fantastic. And with Aberration launching, you can bet there's going to be loads of people going, yeah, I'm going to buy the season pass then because I really like the look of it. But if you're buying it on Xbox currently, you have got no choice if you've already owned Scorched Earth other than to buy this season pass, and it just doesn't give you any value for money. So it is something that's going to change, but I wanted to highlight it. Don't buy the season pass on Xbox One if you already own Scorched Earth. Wait until that season pass goes cheaper. So going back to it though, obviously the Aberration DLC is going to be paid DLC, and you must know that by now that there are two forms of DLC in Ark, as paid and unpaid. Apparently these two exclusive items are available now on Steam and will be available on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 once they update. So you've got like the hat here, which is a bit of a weird one, and then you've got a brand new sword. I think the sword looks very similar to the Manticore sword. I guess we'll have to see it in actual play what it looks like. And if you've not caught it already, there is an actual live action short for the actual Ark Survival Evolved game. Now it's a very small one, it's a very short one. I'm not going to literally, play it all in its own glory, because that is pretty much it. See you later, sire. There should be a PC update later on tonight. Hopefully it should have some content in it. Currently nothing on the patch notes, but that's what I've heard on the ground, that there is some content coming to PC. So I'm going to finish off the show with a what you might have missed. So currently right now the Otter is not available on Xbox One or PS4, nor is the Phoenix, and nor is the brand new Ice Wyvern skin. In fact, PC doesn't even have the Phoenix yet, so give it some time and it should be arriving. When that will be, we're not too certain. Like I said, there is an update for PC supposedly tonight, but the last updates that have come to PC have been incredibly late. Every time they've announced it, it's turned up like 3 or 4 days later. So don't expect to see the actual Otter on console for another few days, maybe not till the end of the week. Hopefully, if they do it by the end of the week, we will see the Phoenix added. Once the Ice Wyvern is actually remodelled and put onto all consoles, it does look like you're going to be able to transfer it. So that's great news for people that wanted one of the Ice Wyverns on another map like the Island or the Centre or Scorched Earth. People have been complaining about the upload timers on the actual obelisks, and it's part of their method to stop duping. So it's not a glitch, it's not something gone wrong. If you try to upload too many times or too many things in short succession, you will find it's a half-an-hour cooldown. That's to stop people from crashing the server and duplicating their items. The best advice is to keep all your stuff on you till you're ready and upload it all in one go. There seems to be an issue still with the Bionic skins. Lots of you saying that the Bionic skins aren't necessarily working. Make sure they're not actually tiered to anything. I haven't had time to check out myself, but just like the T-Rex skin and the Giga skin, they have to be earned in game. So I presume some of the skins maybe need to be earned. Regardless of whether or not you redeemed the code, that is what's meant to happen. Pretty much everyone I've spoke to in the collector's editions has received 2 codes. One saying it's for the Quetzal and the other one saying it's for the Raptor, I do believe. Normally with these codes they will unlock more than just the one skin. Of course that's the only way to keep your skins if you're playing it on official maps. I did do a tutorial recently, and some people seem to be upset that you couldn't transfer them to servers. Well, end of the day, at least you can get hold of them on your single player. There was an issue with Microsoft actually not working properly at all with the skins, but that was meant to have been cleared up yesterday. So if you are still having issues, if the actual DLC doesn't say it's working, Jade has said to contact the supplier that you bought it from. So whether it's GameStop, whether it's Game, Electronics Boutique in Australia, go back to the actual supplier you bought it from and ask what's going on. And yes, if you've been living under a rock, you do need to unlock Ragnarok and the Centre map if you've not ascended before. So if you want to play on 2 brand new maps, you're a fresh new Ark player, here's the tutorial for it as well. Ragnarok seems to be getting a lot of comments, people saying it's buggy, it's glitchy, it's not working. Remember guys, this is an actual mod and it's only about 60% complete. You can see by the big massive barrier which is holding back all the extra scorched earthland or desert biome. So expect lots of bugs, lots of problems, lots of issues. If you was expecting some sort of complete finished gameplay with Ragnarok, then you're very seriously misled. The centre map has been optimised, so you shouldn't experience hardly any of the same sort of bugs or issues. Likewise, Scorched Earth is official DLC, so it shouldn't have any of the same sort of problems. But Ragnarok, because it's modded, it's not actually made by Wildcard, they just do a pass over it to help optimisation, getting ready for consoles and PC. So don't panic if there's problems. Obviously it's annoying if it causes your game not to play properly, but at the end of the day it's free content and it's under development. And not necessarily questions, but lots of feedback from you guys in the comment section saying a few issues, particularly around certain engrams not unlocking, like the Fabricator and the Grinder. They're just not appearing in your list when you try to unlock them. Again, lots of issues with non-primitive items, so anything to do with metal or ore isn't working currently on some people's worlds or servers. And an FYI, I'm getting lots of reports still of DDoSing and duping going on the fresh servers. Lastly, the big major one, which has started to die down a little bit now, they have started adding more and more servers to the base game. So if you're looking to play Ragnarok, then there should be a little bit more. Unfortunately though, on Legacy, the old early access servers, there is still way too few servers for Ragnarok. Considering Ragnarok is the brand new DLC at the moment, it's hyped, people want to play it, they have not implemented enough servers. The last thing that was brought to my attention was people saying their characters are being wiped on Legacy servers. Whenever they transfer a character over to another Legacy server, they're finding out that they just can't actually recapture their character. Now remember, there is no support for these people on the old servers. Previously, Wildcard would help out if someone lost their character during transfer. You could put a ticket on it and it may take some time, but you could possibly get that character back. But pre-launch they stated they would not support old servers with this actual, service they provide. So conveniently, if lots of people are losing their characters on early access servers, it does again make you feel like they're doing it on purpose, or they've not done enough to make sure it doesn't happen. On Jade Plays Games, I'm going to try and do that a little bit more, because I do get some of the same questions and same issues brought up time and time again. And while I understand not everyone's going to watch every single video, so if you have heard of anything, pop it in the comments down below. I'm going to do my best to go through them a little bit more and make sure I'm reading the comments on YouTube rather than necessarily answering questions on Twitter, as if we talk about it on YouTube, more people are likely to see it. So there we go, guys. It's been a crazy week for me. Like, the growth has been amazing, it's been phenomenal, the views have been going off the roof, and I'm hoping that's because I've been putting content out that's been on point. But I did want to say a big thank you to everyone. I really appreciate all your support. However, there was an issue the other day. My Discord got hacked. Someone took my email address from my YouTube page, which I use for basically smaller things, not as important things like my bank details. And before we could actually terminate it or reset the password, they basically deleted all my channels, banned a bunch of people, and just spoke a lot of nonsense in actual chat. Now, I did have a competition running. I put a stealth competition that no one really knew about unless you watched the end of one of my videos. And while it did announce a winner, I did get about 15 to 16 messages from people saying they were also told they won. Plus some confusion over how to actually enter it. So I am going to do the competition again. So stay tuned in the future on how you can actually win a collector's edition of Ark Survival Evolved. Thank God though, my team, big support to my admin team, really appreciate all the work they do. Thank you guys. We got it all sorted, and a big shout out to Red Maniac, otherwise known as David. He's the one that actually runs my Discord. He's the owner of it, and he's sorted out loads of channels and just got it all back up and running really quickly. So thank you very much, David. And there we go, I've waffled on enough. I'm Jade Plays Games. I'll be back more for Ark Survival Evolved news. I've got so much coming up, guys. We've got a Griffin Tame video. I'm going to be taking a look at all the wyverns on their brand new skins once it drops on console. And hopefully showing you guys how to spawn in the end game bosses. Until then, make sure you've got notifications turned on, and I'll see you ratbags later.